All right, I'm doing it. Yay! Welcome everybody to Comedy and Crumpets. This is I'm Dylan Mandlsohn coming to you all the way from Toronto, Canada. This, to my left or right, depending on how you're looking at this, is Mr. Pat Treuer coming to you all the way from the mountains of Colorado.
Yes, everyone. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us, audience of one. I am Pat Treuer, and my esteemed colleague here to the right or the left, depending on how severe your dyslexia is. That doesn't make any sense. That's about reading, not seeing things. Anyways, oh, look at this. Schmuck.
Okay.
Hello.
That's
Blair. Hello,
Oh,
Blair.
geez.
And Schmuck, he's on your left.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Because to my eyes, you're on my right. So it really is all perspective, isn't it? It's really.
Yeah, oh my G. OMG, you guys are so gorgeous, eh?
Oh,
well, thank you, Blair.
So nice. That
we
is really a nice compliment to say and such.
Yeah. Followed
Good for
by
you.
you both have way too much forehead to hairline ratio.
Yeah. So you can
accurate.
see it's really a matter of perspective.
That's an accurate statement. No contest there. That's pretty big, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of real estate.
How often do you be like, I think it's back a little further today? Do you do that?
That's yeah. I just whoa, I could like how much I could build a condo on this. That's a lot. Yeah.
Man.
And it sweats a lot too.
Just refract the sun's rays right back up there. Oh, you're
goodness.
sweating already?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, believe it or not, I showered for this.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. I hope everyone can smell me from where you are. Honestly, I've really worked for it.
You both have space for a deck. Probably. Depends on how small the people are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I thought more, so I appreciate that. It's kind of a compliment.
Yeah,
like just
thinking,
a deck? Okay.
Yeah, just a deck. I was thinking, you said condo. I was thinking condo complex, perhaps.
Yeah, I whittled right down to a deck. I'm like, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
It's the
Thank
nicest
you.
thing anyone's ever said to me.
So you showered for the show. What's been going on this week, man?
Oh, Lord. Lordy Lord, what's been going on? Well, as you know, I had a pretty terrible Christmas, because I'm Jewish. So
yeah,
Christmas sucks every year at my house.
You're both very beautiful, even though you're both aging weekly. I'll take it. At this age, I'll take anything I can get.
So this is just kind of like beat up on Pat and Dylan hour. Is that how this is working?
This just in. They're missing eyebrows. Speak for Dylan, not for me. These things are monsters on my head.
I didn't know we had like people from People's Magazine weighing in on us right now. I just think a lot of real estate on their forehead there. Yeah, they're aging. I've been tuning in. It hasn't been good. It's not pretty.
So you had a terrible Christmas because you're Jewish.
Yes, it's true. And I didn't have any like Hanukkah either. So I didn't get any gifts or anything.
You didn't get any gifts for Hanukkah?
I'll tell you what I did get from my aunt. She thought that I would like this. I got that book right there.
All right. Hey.
Yeah. The Rodney Dangerfield, It Ain't Easy Being Me. And I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah. What are some other good comedy books that you've read?
I've read, it's funny. I haven't read too many comedy books, but I have seen a few specials recently. In this time, I saw Ray Romano's recent Netflix special, and I thought,
I like that.
I thought it was great. That was really great. I thought, wow, this is a guy who's been away from stand-up for a long time, and he's come up with some really clever stuff. And the thing that I love about him is that he takes premises that have used, like he talks about his wife, he talks about his family, but he does it in a way that makes it really fresh and funny and fun. And I'm like, okay, so it's cool that someone could take, let's just, for lack of a better term, a hack premise and still make it funny and awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes he does was, he goes, my wife said no more stupid questions. I'm not taking any stupid questions from you guys. And he says, I was really like, I didn't know where my shirt was. So I wanted to ask my wife, where's my shirt? And she looked at me for a second and it startled me. But then she said, check the dryer. And he was like, oh, thank God, she's yelling at me. I better not ask where the dryer is.
Yeah.
It's such a funny joke. I loved it.
Yeah, it is good. I got to watch that again. It's been a long. I think that came out early last year, right, or before.
I'm not sure. I just saw it there.
It's good.
And
it's worth it. That's all we need to figure out.
Yeah,
right? I like how he transitions. Once he goes from the cellar to Caroline's.
There's two Comedy Cellars. He does both of them. Yeah.
Have you performed at either one?
No, I have not done the cellar. New York is the last major city that's for me. Like I haven't performed in New York ever. I've done a lot of major cities. Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, and more, but not New York City. And I can imagine it's a lot of fun to do comedy there.
Got an interesting story happened this week related to the cellar. So I was I was in Chicago the past 4 years, just doing a lot of open mics and whatever. And there was one comic, and I had a buddy. I still have a buddy. And there was a young comic. My buddy and I were sitting waiting for a show. And this one comic who kept coming up to me, never really thought he was that great, but, maybe I just didn't appreciate his humor. So I'm not going to say he's a bad comedian by any means. But anyways, he came up to me one day and he says to me, "So are you like a trust fund baby or something?" And my buddy goes, "Well, first of all, he's not a baby. He's 37. So it would be trust fund adult." And I was like, "No, man, is that how you talk to everybody?" And I kind of went off on him of you don't talk to people like that. I don't give a shit. You ask nice questions. You don't, whatever. Anyway, so not a favorable position towards this person, but whatever. Anyways, my buddy sends me a clip of this particular individual doing a set at the cellar, which you'd be like, no way that guy's, after you'd see a set, you'd be like, no way he's ever doing it. And my buddy was upset. My buddy, meanwhile, has not been doing anything this year related to comedy. And my buddy's like, how is this possible? Blah, blah, blah. And there was a part of me that said, well, he clearly worked hard and he clearly did something to make it happen, which is more than, to my buddy, more than you did. And so that's why you're the one sending me this clip. And that's why he's the one on the clip. And so it was kind of, I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was like, all right, cool. There's someone they clearly had a goal. They went and got it.
So it was like this douche guy he's the guy in the clip.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, well, that's, here we go. You said my buddy so many times that I got lost, buddy. Yeah, that's gonna happen, Mac. It's like a go-to, so I don't say or and or like. I just buddy's my go-to. So, and Blair Woods, or he sucks some dick. Great, Blair. I'll tell you, I didn't see that one coming from him, Blair Woods. But yeah. Anyways, that's a very long-winded story. That could have been shortened down to about 30 seconds.
Let's see if we can. I'm a buddy of mine in New York. And this douche, anyway, he sends me a clip of my buddy who was the douche, and I tried to tell my buddy it's because he's got work ethic. I did that in about 10 seconds.
Wow, that was amazing. That's why you're the professional.
Well,
thank you for noticing. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I also wanted to say Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you to those that are tuning in. I always assume people have plans for New Year's, but I know this year is tough for a lot of people because it's COVID. And to those that are not celebrating, honestly, celebrating with other people in person, I want to thank you for that sacrifice because I really want COVID to go away. I'm two minds of things. I don't want anyone to get COVID. But to the people who are celebrating with other people and breaking this, I kind of want you to get a little bit. Yeah. It's like a little bit.
Well, how about this comment after what you just said? What do Dylan's storytelling skills and sex skills have in common? 10 seconds.
Oh. Wow.
Well, Schmack, is there a place where I can sell my comedic material?
Yeah,
Dylan, have you ever written for any other? You've written for shows. You can field that question.
I wrote for one Canadian show briefly. It was really just I was pitching ideas. I was 2 days in because it was a show based in teaching, and because I'm a teacher, they want me to come in with teaching stories comedically too, and just add my jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, writing for shows is fun. It's a good gig.
we don't care if it's fun. What we care about is how did you get in that position to do it?
It was a comedy friend of mine whose show it was. Jerry D, and he has a show in Canada called Mr. D. And Jerry, the show is based on him being a teacher. He also is a former teacher, and he knows I am, so he brought me in and pitched some ideas. It was pretty crafty. It's pretty crafty.
Schmack. I'm sorry. I guess you expect it. Here's what I learned from a teacher who wrote for Saturday Night Live and Sesame Street, which I know doesn't seem relevant, but it's actually very relevant, and many other major comedy operations. What you do is you seek out either the comedian or show that you like the most, and then you go on IMDb, imdb.com. You find out who represents them, what agent or manager they have. And then you start off with something complimentary. You don't go right to, hey, I want to write for you. You come up with like a short 2 paragraphs, max, maybe 3, reaching out. Hey, I really admire this. I really love this. I love comedy. And then like something very personal that makes you like stand out from everybody else. And you just try and get them to respond to you. And you're not asking the question, hey, can I submit a packet? It's called a packet. You essentially create a packet of your writing, which is just a couple pages you put together. And then if they reply to you and they like say, wow, that sounds really interesting or anything, then you say, hey, if you ever have time, could I send you a few and you can tell me if it's any good? That's what was taught to me. I know that it's worked for people. It's very hard at times to get a hold of people's agents because a lot of them are assholes. And they have this like guarded wall in front of them, which is totally unnecessary, by the way. Most of them are incompetent. And so and I tell you that because don't be intimidated by that. Don't at all. And you just got to shoot out a bunch. That's what was taught to me. I know it's worked for a lot of people. I tried it a few times, but then I realized that I didn't want to write for other people. I wanted to do everything for myself. And so I didn't want to be working for someone else. I wanted to work for myself. I didn't do it. So anyways, if you're really asking that question, Schmack, that's the best answer we can give you today.
So the question was that Schmack, whatever, such a terrible name. You're asking because you want to write for a show or you want to write for a comedian?
Thank you very much for that. Well, it looks like both, but you said thank you for it. I've been looking for an answer for a year. Much appreciated.
So that's an excellent response to that. Because it can be a challenging process. I've also written for comedians. I remember, and it taught me it was for a corporate event. I remember not being excellent at corporate at the time. He gave me this premise. The premise was children are getting trophies for just participating. That was the premise. So my first punchline was, well, how is a kid supposed to know he sucks? And that was too harsh. Yeah. And I was like, wow. Like, you imagine you do, like, obviously we do corporates and stuff like that. And learning what people are afraid to laugh at, like just that narrow little box that, the little jokes can fit inside. And anything else is just offensive or rude, or some people are offended on behalf of people that should be.
Well,
it's nuts.
Along that line, I mean, similar to our off comedy and crumpets conversation is what we've learned this year, and you already knew this, so maybe it's just me that learned it, but with your help and guidance, you told me the goal of corporate is just don't offend people.
Yeah, just don't offend people.
And here are the other ones. Just one, obviously no racist, no derogatory. If you're going to talk about a group of people, you have to identify as such or have a loved one as such. And no violence, no mentions of violence unless you're on the receiving end of the violence.
Yeah, if it's self-deprecating.
And it's got to be a self-deprecation. It's got to be something that it could be a really traumatic experience for you. Yet, if you say certain words, you got to make it light.
Yeah, you can't be, even if the violence is to yourself, you can't be like, so the other day I just started slipping.
yeah, that, or just like, and certain words, there's trigger words. I mean, there's violent crimes. As soon as you say the word, people are going to tense up. They're going to be like, no, I don't want it. Now, if you don't want to write for corporate, you don't need to worry about any of that.
That's right. Nothing religious, nothing political, nothing sexual, no sexual orientation jokes, no swearing. Which
sounds hard, but I think that from this year, what I learned after doing them all, I think I'm such a much better performer because
definitely makes you a better performer. Because it's like, I remember, I think I used this analogy with you before. It's like going into no man's land in war, and before you run out, they go, give us your machine gun, give us your knife, give us your handgun. Here's your yo-yo. Good luck.
Good luck in there. Yo-yo, it cannot hit the ground. You cannot walk the dog for longer than 10 seconds. Okay? No, whatever you do, no cat in the cradle on this. So, oh man, buddy. Well, let's we got 15 minutes left here. I'm glad. Hey, thanks for presenting that question. That was a nice little discussion there. What else would you like to talk about this week, my friend?
Well, obviously there's resolutions. That's a big thing. New Year's resolutions. I don't know if you have any. I want to just up everything in my life, which starting from 2020 is not too high. Just going outside is actually pretty good.
You could use it.
Yeah. I could. Because I've aged. I really have. I'm 15. You wouldn't know, but I'm.
You got the Benjamin Button thing.
Colin Mayhew, who would be top 5 Canadian/American comedians of all time?
Great question.
Man,
why don't you start us off?
You know what? Of all time, it's such a big debate. I think the stock answer would be Richard Pryor and George Carlin, but at least the top 2. But for my favorites, it's not those 2. I got to put Jim Carrey in there.
Yeah.
I got to put Patrice O'Neill. I got to put Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K. Those are mine, and number 5 would be arguably, maybe Eddie Murphy or Bill Burr or someone like that, somewhere in there.
Yeah, all right. Bill Burr's. I thought Bill Burr's had a strong year. I thought a Saturday Night Live opener. I thought it was great. I thought it was really great. Did you see it?
No, I gotta watch that. I'm actually mad at myself that I haven't seen that yet.
Phenomenal. He's got some great points, and obviously a lot of people were upset about it, but I thought I didn't think there was anything. I thought his points were founded. He's known for strong statements. What I admire about Bill Burr is that they're not just blanket statements. There's a lot of depth to them, and there's a lot of thought.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that's the first thing I after we're done Crumpets, man.
I think it's so good.
I watched Dave Chappelle's SNL opening, and I was incredibly impressed. Not that I thought it was like the most simple thing, but I thought it was a great piece of comedy, and he had such a short window to perform it. He didn't have time to go to the clubs and really hone it or anything like that. And I was just like, man,
so good. It's incredible. He's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Richard Pryor is one of my all-time favorites. Richard Pryor and Dave Chappelle, all-time favorites. You and I have had this conversation. Dennis Miller, we talked about this. He's only appeals to a few, like a smaller audience in the grand scheme of things, but I really enjoy that. I think that's awesome.
He's made me laugh. I don't have the vocabulary for him. Him and his references are just like the Iroquois Indians in 1814. I'm like, I'm
going to put one on the list, and this one is just because I was a kid and like I love this comedian as a kid so much, and I'll still laugh. Carrot Top. I gotta go.
Well, he's definitely the best at what he does. I haven't seen a prop comic better than Carrot Top.
I think I don't know. I saw him on like not even America's Got Talent. What was the one with Ed McMahon?
Star Search.
Star Search. That's where I saw him. And then I saw him in Vegas as a kid when I was like 15. My mom took me to see Carrot Top, and as a 15-year-old, that was some of the funniest stuff I had ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's very witty. He's so likable. He's got a great energy on stage. He connects really well with his audience too. Yeah. He's really great. He could be our dad, because it's not this ginger triangle. If you put Carrot Top right up here, and then just housing the two of us.
Yeah,
They'd be
except
like
neither one of
brothers
us are shredded like we've been doing roids for the past 8 years.
I know his face. He got plastic surgery. He looks nothing like he used to. He's got this thing going on. Hey, everybody! It's so great to see you.
Ripped.
Yeah,
it's good for him. He's probably been living a pretty good life there in Vegas for I don't know 20 years, whatever. I like him. Okay, but I know that's a much different category of comedian than what we just talked about. So that's not.
But he is. But
neither good nor bad.
I think he needs to be mentioned more often. I think he's underrated. I mean, the guy's a multi-millionaire. Having
He's
his
incredible.
show housed in Vegas all these years, he's fantastic. If you're watching, and I know you are, we love you, man.
Yeah,
we love
I've
you.
really looked up to him for a long time, man.
Totally.
Still do. Still have a lot of admiration.
Yeah.
All right, we got 10 minutes, sir.
What? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, man. So you didn't get any presents. You got a book. Which
I got
is
a book.
the best gift of all.
Very funny guy. I know Blair Woods doesn't know who this is, but he's actually arguably one of the better comics of our time. Old school joke writer.
Yep.
And fantastic with a foreword by Jim Carrey. He's on that.
Yeah.
I watched Dumb and Dumber the other day, and I'm going to tell you that movie still holds up. I think that is the #1 funniest movie ever. Fight me.
I'd say, the strong possible tie for me is Wedding Crashers.
See, I think pound for pound, there's bigger, more like I don't know. I just think there's bigger, less Dumb and Dumber. I think that that movie was just physically funny. That it was clever. It was really, really well done. I'm not taking it away from Wedding Crashers. Man.
Wedding Crashers was the only movie I saw multiple times in the theater.
Yeah.
I think there's more jokes, like very well thought out jokes in Dumb and Dumber. And obviously the actors are incredible, and it's one of my all time favorites. I mean, I think if it's first, Wedding Crashers is a sliver away from the tie.
See, I would put Ace Ventura for Wedding Crashers.
Ace Ventura is like top 20 for me.
Top 20.
It's all subjective. It's a great movie.
No, it's a fact.
Top 20 for me. That's a fact. I mean, we used to get in my early 20s and be like, no, this is the best movie of all time. You're an idiot if you don't think so. Like,
No.
All right.
Okay, so then I'm going to guess that for you probably put The Hangover as one of your tops as well. You like The Hangover?
No. If we're going top 50.
Top 50? Okay.
Top 50, yeah. But
See, the problem is that you're right. Like it could be generational because people older than us are going to say Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles, Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Yeah, it's a lot, right? It's all subjective, but Dumb and Dumber is absolutely phenomenal. What's your favorite part of Dumb and Dumber?
I think it's one of the funniest opening scenes in any comedy movie. I do. When he's in the limo driver, he's in the limo and he pulls over, he screeches to a halt, backs the limo up, crawls into the back seat to pretend that he's late for a meeting. Yeah. And he's picking up that Austrian girl.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm late for a meeting. My driver's a little lost. And he goes, that's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey? And she goes, Austria. Good day, mate.
Hey, mate.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. Oh my God. It's hysterical. And then you see him crawl back into the front seat and you realize he's a limo driver. It's hysterical, man.
I once bred a bulldog to a Shih Tzu. We call it bullshit. That is a great line.
It's a great line, man.
I got worms.
That's
what we're going to call it. Excuse me? I'm the rightful owner of that briefcase. Oh, Mr. Samsonite.
Mr. Samsonite?
That's my favorite line. It's so different. What is this? IOUs. Oh, 310,000 Lamborghini. Might want to keep that one.
That's the thing. There's big laughs. There's also a lot of subtle laughs in that movie. Hey, senior citizens, slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can't still service. I'll be right back. Don't you go dying on me.
On me now.
Oh my God.
You sold
Just
a headless
hilarious.
parakeet to a blind kid? Yeah.
Harry, care of it.
I took care of it.
Oh my God.
According to the map, we've only gone 3 inches. I don't think we have enough gas. I bet you we do. I'm not a gambling man.
Man, I dare anyone to try to make that funnier. Just the amount of punchlines in there, and they're not corny or cheesy. It doesn't feel like a lampoon or anything like that, where it's just like it's really high level funny, that movie.
Yeah.
So,
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay. Well, hey, I have some fun facts. I have
Get to the
fun facts that I would like to go over, like last week. Did you know this fun fact? This is about New Year's Eve, everybody. This is 45% of Americans make New Year's resolutions. 45%. 55% are sitting around smoking and eating cakes. But yeah, you know that most people that have resolutions, they give up on them. They create them for New Year's and give up like around mid-January, so long it lasts, which is typically also the time that people sober up from New Year's. So, yeah.
Oh, Colin Mayhew does bring a good movie, Airplane. Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good movie. That's a good one. That's a top 25 for me.
Yeah, Airplane. There are some movies you can't really dispute of how funny they are. Airplane is one of them.
All right, next fun fact.
Okay, here we go. Fun fact, about 1 million people gather in New York City's Times Square to watch the ball drop. 1 million. Sadly, this year, because of COVID, only 900,000. Because most Americans are sort of in COVID denial right now.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
That's sad. Sad. And,
okay.
Anyway.
Great.
Yeah. Great. American, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't like them either.
Are you? What kind of? Well, it's so funny. They go, Pat, are you sure you don't like them? I moved on top of a mountain. To get away.
I actively go into the wilderness to get away from people.
That's right.
It is my dream that I've been able to build a lifestyle entertaining people from a room with no one else in it, yelling into my computer.
Yeah, successfully. Very successful.
Amazing. Listen,
yeah.
I'm gonna. That's been an entertaining thing for me this year. Is all my friends and other people have been like, "Well, it doesn't sound like you're being so safe." And I was like, "Well, listen, I'm just telling the truth, right? That's the theme of the United States, is bragging about how safe you've been." I was on a conversation with my friend and his wife today, and they're like, "Well, we're going to lunch, patio lunch. We'll be outside. Don't worry." I wasn't worried. I couldn't have given a shit less about if you're eating inside or out. And then I'd be like, yeah, I'll go out and get groceries. I don't care. Whatever. I get it. That's what happens. I don't care. They're like, well, it doesn't sound like you're being very safe. No, it just doesn't sound like I'm lying, because I'm not. I'm telling the truth.
That's
anyway.
Funny. Okay. I'm surprised people would call you on not being safe. I mean, it just feels like America is just celebrating freedom. And I know that's what people want more than anything, but COVID. Like, am I crazy to think that we could collectively, globally beat COVID in, like, let's say 6 weeks if we all just stayed in and not moved? 6 weeks, everyone, the whole world. Could we do that? Maybe it's too lofty a thought.
Well, we got one more. Hold on. We got one more comment here. Schmack, you censored so much of my gold. It's okay. I saw you smirk as you read them. Schmack, you got the most comments of the day today, buddy. And we answered the question. So we've got one more fun fact. Dylan, let's roll it out to close out Comedy Crumpets for 2020.
Yeah, we don't want to get past you, okay? There's Schmack. It's getting close. He's on the cusp.
Hey, I'm just grateful we have a viewer, Schmack. This is terrific. You've been wonderful.
Yeah, he's not afraid to take his belt off.
Boy, that's a lot of different ways to go on that.
Oh, sure. But here at Corporate Comedy World, we're going to be sharing the funny, the clean stuff. Here we go. Fun fact: kissing is a tradition based in superstition to be lucky in love. And if you kiss longer than 5 seconds, it's rape. So easy does it, everybody. Okay, let's just. No,
that
too much. Okay,
that's not the corporate stuff. That's one of the words you don't say when you're writing clean. That's
you got to stay away from that.
Yeah,
you got to stay away from rape.
Okay, great. Well, let's stay away from it. Moving on. Let's do that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Why don't you bring us a more jovial fun fact?
Okay. Fun fact. I am out of fun facts right now. That was the last fun fact.
Okay, well, let's bring on the fun comments from our fantastic viewers, everybody. Thank you for watching Blair Woods. Happy New Year. So happy to have spent my 2020 Thursdays with both of you. Can't wait to see you guys 2021. Ditto.
Thank you, Blair. We love having you. Schmack,
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in. Colin Mayhew, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys watching. Seriously,
Yeah,
all
Schmack,
three of you.
Colin, yeah, Blair
Granted,
and whoever else is watching.
yeah,
Fran, probably Fran.
Yeah, Fran.
Maybe Ronnie Boy. Was Ronnie Boy watching? I don't know if Ray Turner was. Okay, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Well,
but we thank all of you. I mean, all five of you. Granted, we could have done this in your living room, but we're very happy that you guys tuned in.
Oh, but it's been fun this year. I'm looking forward to coming year and seeing what happens with Comedy and Crumpets.
Me too. Me too. We will be back here next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Mountain Time, and 11 p.m. UK time.
Yeah. Shout out to Ray Turner. Absolutely, Ray. If you watch later, thanks always we missed you today, Ray.
Yes. So everyone have a safe and happy New Year, and we will see you next week.
Sounds great. All right, buddy. Happy New Year's, man.
Happy New Year, man.